and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern Tasmania. Just bear with me for a minute and I'll make sure that everything is working the way it should. Let's see. It takes a wee while for the iPad and other things to catch up. So I hope everyone's well. Had a great week so far. Safe and dry and all those things that's difficult at the moment with the cyclone season that we're having up north. Where is it? Come on. Oh, is that it there? Come on, come on. Should be up. Should be up. Anyway, I will plough on and assume that something is happening. If you jump on, tell me where you're watching from. If it's your first time, please tell me that as well. It's lovely to know where people are watching from. Yeah, so anyway, I'm assuming that you're seeing me. So jump on, tell me that you're on, and that will confirm it for me. I'll check whether it's on my other Facebook page. Let's see. Let's see if it's on this one. Let's see if we're on here. Yeah, we're on that one. That's weird. Yeah, if you're on my actual business page, it looks like we're going for it, and if we're not, if you're over on my group, it doesn't seem like it's come up yet. But anyway, I'll just check the volume. Okay, that's fine. The volume looks good. Okay, thanks for joining me. Hey, Deb. I can see Deb's on. Busy week so far. We're getting ready to go away on a cruise next week, which I'm a little bit nervous about because we're headed up north to where there's a lot of weather activity happening at the moment. So fingers crossed we'll actually get to go on the cruise and not find ourselves cruising back down to home again, which is apparently what they do when the weather's too bad up north. They send the cruise ship south. So I could find myself cruising back into Hobart, which would be quite unusual actually. I'm determined to make the most of it because, you know, seeing your own city as a tourist, it might be quite interesting. Who knows? You know, at least I can come home and make sure that the kids haven't neglected the dog or you know, not watered the garden or something. So yeah, it could be very interesting if we head south, but fingers crossed we'll be able to head north anyway. Okay, so today we're going to make a winged fun fold card. Now the inside you can see here, it's got lots of little squares there, lots of little boxes, and they are quite cute in themselves, except the top one that's not coming forwards. They are quite cute in themselves. A lot of people make these cards and just leave that it unbacked, and a lot of people like to pop them inside a card so that they're not open to the world like they can be. I find though that if you pop them into a card, you find it difficult to close because you're actually trying to close two similar sized things over each other, and the width of it makes it difficult. So I was had my launch at the weekend, and I made a accordion card that had sort of a Z fold in the middle and two not connected front and back, which makes it close properly. So I thought, well, that's my solution to the issue with this card, because if I leave them separate, which I have, they'll close over each other quite well. So I've never seen anyone do that as far as one of these cards is concerned. So I'm going to claim it as mine. Lisa has no sound. Deb, do you have sound? You're on YouTube as well. Assuming that you would have told me by now if you hadn't. So anyway, I'm assuming everyone's got sound and everyone's got vision, and everything's cool. Anyway, so let's get started. This card here, I'll show you. This one I've made with with the paper from the Happy Days celebration freebie. I'll just show you here. So it's free with a $90 purchase. So the Sunny Days designer series paper, that's what I've used on this one, and that is with Pool Party and Poppy Parade. So lovely bright card. I've used my biggest wishes, my favourite biggest wishes here as well, and I've also used the paper inside with a nice tone on tone and the biggest wishes inside there as well. So that's what the card we're going to make. I'm going to use a different paper, so I'm going to use about the last of my Flight and Airy paper, which is also a Celebration freebie. It's on the next page, and it's also free with a $90 order. The reason I flicked to the Flight Airy is because I have, from my fussy cutting adventures the other day out in the sun, I have some little birds left over, so I thought I would just use them up on this card and make a nice Flight Airy, sort of nice feminine one to show you. Okay, if you're on my Facebook page, you probably will have seen I've put the cutting instructions and the layers into a post on the Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, don't traumatise too much. I will pop them on into the YouTube description as when I'm finished as well, so you'll see all of those, because there are quite a few designer series paper layers for this one, which I'm hoping I'm not going to lose as we go, which wouldn't be a first time. Okay, so I'm calling, what am I calling? I'm calling, this one is Bubble Bath, so I'm calling this my main colour for this card. This is the one I'm going to cut all the slits in and make that really interesting inside sort of step effect. So I'm going to cut it for you so you can see how to cut it, and I'll prove to you that it's not as complicated as it looks. So this is a almost normal size card base for me. It's 8 inches long and 5.5 high, and I've scored it at 4. Now that's a wee bit smaller than usual, but you'll see very soon why that taking that little 1/4 of an inch off was important, because it makes the next bit so much easier. Okay, so what we're going to do is grab our card base, lay it on our trimmer, measure in from the edge 1.25 inches, and then from the 2-inch mark. Now I'm not going to try and do this in metric. I have popped the metric measurements up on the Facebook page, and I'll put them on YouTube as well, but I'm not going to try and convert it here because I'm going to confuse myself and everyone. So we'll go straight inches. So I'm going to at 1.25 inches from the end, I'm going to score from the 2-inch mark to the 6-inch mark. So just make a slit like that. Now I'll rotate it the same 90 degrees, or 180 degrees. Line it up with the 1.5 inches again, 1.25 inches again, and do the same cut between 2 and 6. Okay, so you've got 2 slits there. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is take it to 2 inches. So 2 inches in from the end, so that's from the end in 2 inches. And we're going to cut between 3 and 5. So you have a smaller slit there, you can see. Rotate it again, line it up with the 2-inch mark, and again cut it between 3 and 5. Okay, so that's what you end up with in our card base. Now I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way, because life can be a nightmare if you cut where you're meant to score, and I'm going to score. So I'm going to score from the end, the top and bottom, into the 2-inch slit, just to where the slit is there. And then the same thing at the other end as well. So from the slit outwards, you've got to do a score. So there and there. We rotate it again. I'll do the same thing from at the 2-inch mark. At the end of that slit, we score to the edge. And that's it there. So we've got a score there and a score there at the end of that slit going outwards. If you do a couple more slits, we line it up again, this time with the end of the smaller slit, so at 3 inches. But we're only going to score from the slit, from that cut to that cut. So just that little 3/4 of an inch there, and the same at the bottom. So from the small cut to the large cut, and that's as far as you go. We'll rotate again and pop the same. So from the end of that slit from the small slit to the large slit. We've got to put a score. Okay, so we've got score there, score there, score there, and score there. Okay, probably the bubble bath's not a great colour for seeing that, but I do have a picture of that, a diagram of that on the Facebook page as well. So if you need to check that out, go over to my Facebook page. Okay, so now we can fold this. So what we need to do is, I found it easier to take these two end ones, fold them up so you form like a W with those. Fold it over like that. Okay, so you've got that there. Then, while you've got that, leave it open and just push very gently, just push these two side ones down as well, just like that, and fold them over. So we end up with something that looks like a little set of stairs with the folds there. And I might grab my burnish. So did you manage to get your sound back? Oh, good. Lisa managed to get her sound back. That's good. So I'm just going to burnish these little folds, both sides. And there we end up with our little steps inside. Now this is what I was saying, that a lot of people might leave this card like that. So basically just have it as something that's got just the front, not much structure to it apart from those, which is cool. And if you're happy with that, that's entirely fine. I like to sort of set this into a card, into a normal card base. And what I'm saying is, if you did that into a normal card base, the card base that was just scored at the back, you would find that closing it would always be slightly mislined and it wouldn't close properly. So what I discovered, which I'm claiming that I discovered it, is to get two pieces rather than a card base that's joined at the back. If we just get two pieces of cardstock, pop them on either side like that, then it can close and open freely and not get that mismatch, that misalignment that you get when you use a card base in one. So that's it. We can all go home now. That's I've shown you what I had to show you. It's all over. All the excitement's done. But anyway, we'll finish making the card. So to get those two pieces of cardstock in, I've got what I call my contrast colour, and in this case I'm using boho blue. Just pop some glue, and I'm sort of saying that glue is the best way to go here because we do need to do a little bit of fiddling to sort of get it into the right position. Just pop some glue on one side, flip it over and line it up with your card base so that it sort of is the same gap at the bottom and the sides. I should explain, I've actually made the card, the front and back, I've made it 1/8 of an inch larger than the card base inside. So you do get a nice little rim of the boho blue around the outside. So there's the front done, or the back, probably the back I think. Then pop our glue on the other side. And we'll bring in the front, other side, line them up as best we can. So line up the front and the back. I'll just bring them so I can look at them a bit. As I say, with our glue, it's a good thing you can move a wee bit before it sets. So that's all lined up there. And there we have our card, and it will open and close freely without that sort of misalignment that you can get when you use a whole card base. There you go. So there we are. There we are. So really now it's just decorating, which we will do, but there we go. So that's my version of a winged card. I'm sure somebody else has discovered that, but I couldn't find one on Pinterest or Instagram where I usually go for my ideas, so I'm claiming that one for me. Okay, so let's decorate. We'll start with the front. I've got another layer of pool party, bubble bath even, which is going to go on the front. So I'm loving this Bubble Bath Boho Blue combo at the moment. As you probably know if you watched my last video, that's the colours that I used with the, what was it called, the double door pop-up card that I did last time. Check my videos if you didn't see that one. It was really popular. I was so pleased. Okay, so that's that there on the front. I have a little strip. Make sure I don't get my little strips mixed up. I have another little strip of, there you go there, this one here. Another little strip of this gorgeous blue designer series paper from the Flight Airy. So it's got some lovely flowers with a blue background there. And it's got some birdies on the other side, but I'm going to use the blue flowers to go with my card base. I'm going to pop that on that side. And then I've got a piece of Bubble Bath, and I have embossed that with the layered floral embossing folder, which is in the new mini catalogue, and it is glorious. It really is. It's got some of the nicest flowers, and they are, each of them is a highlight of its own. It's a gorgeous embossing folder. As you can see here, it's just so lovely. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on as well. Can't remember which way I went. Did I go? Okay, that way. So I'm going to pop the paper on first. I basically put a strip down there and with cardstock on the other side because I didn't have any big pieces of the designer series paper, so I was thinking on my feet. And that on that side. So I'll line them up so that they're the same top and bottom, so it looks like an uninterrupted line. Isn't that just soft and gorgeous? Okay, the front, I've got a stitched circle, which is the same as the original card. I'm going to pop Hello Friend on there like I did with the other card. And here's my little fussy cut birdie there. He's going to pop down there as well. So I'll do that in a second because I've got some bling to put in and everything. So I'll pop those there. We might do the inside now. You can lay it flat. And this is what I'm saying is about this slight variation I've made. You can lay it flat, which if it was a one single card base, you probably wouldn't be able to lay it flat. So I've got strips of the gorgeous paper from the front, making sure they're the right size. So big ones for either side. Oh, don't lose that, that's important. Now, you could, if you had a lot of patience and skill, cut a single piece of designer series paper to go in all these little spots where we're putting. I'll show you where I'm headed with this. So there's another piece that goes there, and there's another little piece that goes in there. Now, if you were cleverer than me, you could probably cut yourself a single piece of designer series paper that would cover that whole area. I decided that life was too short and I was too busy to do that. So we've got 6 separate pieces of cardstock. But looking at it there, you can hardly see that there's a gap between them. So, as I say, you know, if you find that you're a bit too busy to worry about things like that, then go with the 6 separate pieces. I'm going to pop these on. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Love this paper. I'm going to have to pop another order in and get some more before Celebration ends. So, as I say, free with a $90 order during Celebration, and Celebration ends on the 29th of February. So we've got another month or so. I honestly thought this one would run out before anything else, so it's nice that I think it's still available. It was available this morning anyway. I'm just adding these little strips here. I'm not going to confuse you too much with the actual size of these little strips. As I say, they are already up on my Facebook page, and I will pop them into the discussion for YouTubers once the video goes up properly. So that one there, and then these 2 little pieces just there. gorgeous? Okay, and then I have 8 more pieces of designer series paper. They're very, 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 very little. So I'm going to use the just plain blue tone on tone here. So I've got them here. They're going to go either side of there. Almost a shame to cover our beautiful bubble bath. There and there and there and there. And then I've got 4 for those little ones there as well. So practically every surface has some designer series paper on it. The pink and the blue, just loving it at the moment. Don't know who's going to get this one. It's going to be a birthday card. I've got a few big birthdays coming up at the moment. A few important birthdays. This is a bit feminine for my son. I've already made his. I've got to make a video for that. I've used the mini alphabet dies to make a birthday card for Sammy, but I'm going to do a video which I'll have to probably do before his birthday or else it's going to be a bit tricky. I may make a video and launch it while I'm away so that you don't forget about me while I'm off cruising. I am actually taking a kit with me, which I haven't told my husband yet. I don't think he would approve, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm taking one of the new card making kits with me. I'm going to try and set up a camera somewhere, maybe in the cabin, and I will do some crafting from the high seas. Not sure when. We'll see whether I can get some set up. I've got a little tripod webcam, tripod camera holder that I haven't used for years, so we'll see if we can set it up in the cabin and I'll do some live crafting. Hopefully, if the sea is not rough as anything and I'm not dead with seasicknesses, we'll see. There we are, that's the inside paper complete. So that blue on blue is just the reverse side of one of the other designs from the Flight Airy. As I say, if you love it, grab it free with a $90 purchase. Okay, so that's the inside. Isn't that gorgeous? And the outside's there as well. Okay, so let's do the outside. As I say, I've got my nice big stitched circle there from the Stylish Shapes. I was going to do a combination of boho blue and bubble bath, which are the 2 colours from the designer series paper, but I think the bubble bath might be a wee bit pale. So I thought, and I've got it here, I thought dark bubble bath, in my mind, a darker version of bubble bath is berry burst. So I thought I'd go boho blue and berry burst for the sentiments rather than the really pale bubble bath. So we'll see how that goes. I've had it in my head. So I want hello and friend for the outside. I'll do the boho blue as the big, as the friend. I'll do the friend in boho blue and the hello in berry burst. So I need to position my little bird so I don't go too crazy over him. Just don't want to have to do it so close to the bottom that my little bird won't fit. So hello friend, this is the boho blue. Needs a bit of re-inking, I think. There we are. And the hello in berry burst. Love this stamp set, just love it. I love the fact that you can mix the block letters with the cursive letters and you can mix your colours as well. So such a good stamp set, definitely worth grabbing. It's in the original annual, well, it's in the current annual catalogue, so it's sort of current stock. I don't think my friend would be too upset if I slightly covered it with the head of our little bird just to bring him up a wee bit, so we'll do that. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to pop the hello, I'm going to pop the circle up on some dimensionals. Went and had my hair cut this morning, so I'm just about ready for the cruise. Bought my bug spray and my bug spray and sunscreen. So they've got both of those. Had my hair cut. Had mostly packed. I was going to buy a new pair of shoes, but I couldn't find one I wanted, so I'm going to stick with the shoes I've got. My mother will be absolutely horrified that I'm wearing old shoes on the cruise. Mum's bought new everything. I'm pretty sure she's bought new underpants, but that's okay. I can't afford to buy new underpants, so I'm just going to go with what I've got. No one's going to see my underpants anyway. Shouldn't have thought, unless it's not that sort of cruise. Okay, so that's my little bird. I've got some glue on his body and on that top leaf, so I'm going to pop that on here. As I say, I'm just covering a little bit of the friend with his head, but I don't think that's an issue. Doesn't leave too much to the imagination what the words are. And I'll get some little dimensionals here somewhere. I've got some little, and I'm going to just support the leaves with just some little dimensionals just so they don't get damaged. One more. There we are. So cute. I'll bring some bling in a minute, maybe just my iridescent gems. I think that would be perfect just for that, just with a bit of colour. So let's finish inside. So we've got Hello Friend. We're also going to have Happy Birthday on the inside. I'll show you where, remind you where I had it on the original card, just on some white cardstock, just in that central area there. I think that just adds to it, makes it a real focal point. Oh, I don't think I've given myself any white cardstock. Let's see what I've got. Let's see if these little scraps will do me so I don't break into a whole new one. So I think I will stick with the boho blue for the Happy Birthday. Hello, Happy Birthday. Should be able to fit. Happy. So I need 2 stamped. So Tammy says she's new. Hi Tammy from Montana. Thanks for joining us. I don't know what time it is in Montana at the moment, but I'm sure it's something at either end of the day, I should think. Okay, so Happy. I'm going to put that right down in that corner so I only have to trim 2 edges. And then, oh no, I need that. Get rid of the Happy. And then Birthday. Let's see if I can fit that yet. Now I'll just trim down these tiny little scraps. Oh, always doing horrible things with my wet wipes and then living to regret it. That's okay. It was only on there for a little bit. Grab my trimmer. I'll trim these down. So I don't want them too big. I just want them as small as I possibly can. I think that's about 1 1/8 inches or something like that, or high. Happy? There we are, and our birthday. So I'll put those in, like I said, in those little gaps there. It almost feels a shame to cover over our designer series paper, isn't it? That's okay. In there. Just realised there's absolutely nowhere to write anything on this card. It's just happy birthday and then dear friend. There's nowhere to write your dear friend from me. Maybe we need a white panel on the back. That's what I probably would do, a proper white panel on the back so you've got somewhere to write. There's not much point making a card where you can't add a personal message. That's a bit silly. Anyway, all good. So that is my version of the winged fun fold card. Hopefully you like that one. Hope you're as in love with this paper as I am. I seem to be using it a lot. Don't think I've got much left to use, so you've probably seen the last of it for a wee while until I put another order in. As I say, my variation is just to leave the back of it open there so it opens and closes flatly. Flatly, is that a word? Flat? Yeah, and not sort of get that bunching up sort of mismatch that you get if you had a whole card base. Anyway, so that's my card to show you. Oh, bling! We haven't put any bling on it. Oh, no. Hang on. I walked over to where my bling lives. I wonder how it would go with the... Oh, yes. These are the blooming pearls. You can see I haven't got very many of them left. I'm going to use the bubble bath ones on the front. The bubble bath blooming pearls. Love, love, love. Here we are, and that's my bling fix done. Here we are. Okay, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love those blooming pearls. There we go. So that's my card for today. Hopefully you enjoy that one. As I said, I've popped all the information, all the measurements for all the layers and the cutting for that middle part are all on my Facebook page, on the comments, in the comments of the post with the picture of how to do the scoring. But I'll add both of them to my YouTube channel as well so you can see it there. Anyway, so that's my card for today. That's our Flight Airy, and this is the brighter, bolder version with the, what was it? Something about sunshine. Something about sunny days designer series paper, both of which are freebies during celebration and a $90 purchase. So if you would like to do a $90 purchase, remember that I have my birthday special with free shipping if you contact me with your order before the end of the month. So whatever day it is today, the 25th, you've still got 6 days to claim that free shipping if you'd like to contact me with your order before the 31st. But anyway, thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you'll give that one a go. I had some lovely examples of the double door fun fold. Maybe you can give this one a go as well and show me what you come up with. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Have a great week, and I'll probably see you all again